Hi, I'm going to show you how to completely automate the process of grabbing an article from an RSS feed, rewriting it with ChatGPT and posting it to a WordPress blog. Oh, and for good measure, we are going to generate a stable diffusion image with Dolly and post that to it as well. Let's crack on. So, I have few days ago I have launched my brand new website which is called infosecfeed.com, as you can see on the screen, like Zapier, which you can see on the screen. And what I will do is I will create a zap, call it zap or zape, whatever, and let's create one new zap. Take some time to load. Okay, there you go. Okay, so the first thing we will do is start the trigger process and adding their module which calls RSS by Zapier. Let it populate first so that we can basically choose an event there. So new item in the feed, which means it triggers on new RSS feed items. So new items in multiple feeds means it triggers when there is a new item in any of the feeds being watched. So, let's say new item in feed, just to begin with. Here we go, continue. And so this is the bit where you have to give the feed URL. Okay, so for that purpose I would say go to your favorite blog or any sort of article, news articles like Security Affairs. That's where I usually go. So in order to get their feed, we would do is to usually we get it through URL and / feed, and we copy this, go back to our Zapier and place this here. So we don't need a username or text in this case, but we do need this to select from these selections. So I would say go for okay, so I'm going to select this different GUID URL, so which is recommended. Let's refresh it. Not get into details too much. Continue. So we have created one trigger. Let's test our trigger. Cool. So yeah, so this is basically it fetched everything out of that feed, and it's up to us which feed we want to go about writing this blog now at this moment. So I would say go for the B one. Microsoft reports that are linked IP 33. Continue with selected record. And there we go. So we have to go to our next step, which is ChatGPT. So we have to add in ChatGPT module, and there we have to select a trigger to basically some sort of an API to communicate between this Zap and actual ChatGPT 4, and this is that it will send a message to ChatGPT and generates a response, optionally storing the message history for a continuous conversation. So we'll select that. Conversation with assistant. Continue. So this is the bit where I've already put down my credentials there, but let me show you just for the sake of it. This is the API key I have created, right? So which I'm going to use. Well, for that you need to add some credits into it, attach your card or something, so that get a $5 of credit into that Open API account to utilize your tokens. So once that is done, use your keys and everything here. Continue. And then we go into what sort of action we have to take. Okay, so this is a message where ChatGPT, we want ChatGPT to respond to. So we will probably select it from the description here. This is the article description, and then we get to the next bit, which is assistant, leave it blank, assistant name, give it assistant, and then what we will do is assistant instructions. So this is the very interesting bit where you have to drive ChatGPT what to write and what you want the ChatGPT to write for you. So chat instructions, basically you're giving instructions to the chat assistant who will basically write it accordingly. So I've created the prompt. So you can use a short form of it, or you can add a bit more to it. So instructions are: you are a helpful assistant that summarizes new articles on artificial intelligence and cybersecurity in a funny and witty way. Start with a bulleted list containing a breakdown of the article's key points and create a closing paragraph with your hot take. So hot take is like a summary, so in 3 tags in the final output where appropriate. So this is it. We've given a very cool sort of prompt to it. Let's see what else is required there. We're gonna choose the model, which model of ChatGPT. So I would say Turbo 3.5. Why I'm choosing this? Because it's cost effective, and there are so many other reasons. It's fast as well. So once I have chosen my model, what's in the tools, let's have a look. Retrieval, ask questions about document, PDF, code interpreter. So we better leave it like that. Conversation ID, new files. Okay, so we don't have to write anything there. This conversation ID is required if we are looking for something from the previous conversation. So we have given almost everything: instructions, assistant name, message, and that's it. Let's continue. So continue that, and there you go. So you're a helpful assistant. So yeah, so it's taken all that instructions. So let's test this. It's a real-time test, by the way. So it will tell us whether it's successful or not. Hopefully it will be successful because it's fetching the information. And it takes a little bit, not that much. Okay, so this is the test has been successful. It fetched a lot of details like this is the actual value, completed, run instructions, and then what else is got? Full response. So this is the response we have got. It is divided in few sections: heading 2, heading 1, and then final thoughts on it. Perfect. So this is what we required, and these are the further response parts. Okay, so yeah, so this is good, but we haven't finished yet, so we have to add another step. So this step, what it will do for us, it will again it will be chatGPT. So the aim is to generate the title for this or yeah, so we'll do the title first. Okay, so before actually getting the title retrieved, what we will do is we will same conversation with the system, and we will do is describe the image as per the title. Basically continue, so continue, and here we go, the same thing. We will give the title here of the so this is the title, supposed to give it to that, and once we will finish with that, then we will do is same sort of instructions, that assistant name, which is again assistant, and assistant instructions. So this is the coolest bit in every sort of GPT prompt. So what I've given here is again you are a helpful assistant who creates images based on article titles. Create a brief image description, what an image would look like for this title. So when I say this title, it means this original title which we fetched from RSS feed. Model chatGPT 4 tools, conversion ID, new file, existing file, response, continue. So this is the prompt we have given using ChatGPT 4. We haven't given these because these are optional. Let's test this step. And testing. Okay, the test has been completed. It gives us, let's see here, the system this is okay, there you go. So the response is an image of a computer screen displaying a suspicious looking code symbolizing the false font vector. On one side of the computer is the Iranian flag indicating the link to Iran. On the other side, an industrial scene with military equipment representing the defense industrial base sector who are the targets of the cyber attack. Okay, so this is it has generated, we have just given a brief title to it, so it has given a brief sort of describing that image. We will reuse that description in generating the image through Dolly at OpenAI. So let's go with adding another step. There we go. Now the next thing we will do is we will generate a title for this post, right? So once again, ChatGPT, here we go, get into this, apps and events, create an event, conversation with assistant, and then continue with the credentials of the ChatGPT account, AI. Okay, so this is the bit, what sort of response message we will be giving to our GPT. So message assistant ID, where is the message response? Basically I'm looking for the message response here. Assistant message response. So full response, or let me read it first. With headings and all that. Okay, fair enough. So I think this is what we need, rather than using response parts or anything else. Message assistant description, message ID. Okay, so let's use this one. Full response, and we'll do this. Assistant name again, assistant. Assistant instructions. Again, this is the coolest bit, so we have to give the prompt. There you go. You're a WordPress title generator. Create a concise title for the blog post that is catchy and optimized for the search engines. Remove all HTML in the response and do not use quotes. Full stop. Because usually it includes the quotes in it in the title, which looks really odd. Model chatGPT 4. And tools we will be using, leaving it blank actually. So the response continue. Social sense can be specified to each message. Do we have to actually response instructions to override? Not really. Okay, let's continue. And there you go. It has basically taken the instructions there, where it says WordPress site title generator, create concise title to assistant. Let's test and see what the results are. There you go. So it's given us the full response. Unmasking piece sandstorm, discovery around link, cyber espionage against defense contractors. So cool. Let's go to add another step in it, which is the image bit. So this time we will take a different approach. We will add open AI, GPT-3, Dolly, Whisper. Although mid-journey results are much better than this, but we're using a consistent API approach here. So event. Now, so this is the bit you got to make sure choose the correct one. Generate image with Dolly 2 or generate image with Dolly 3. We'll generate image with Dolly 3, and it will ask us for maybe it will ask us credentials, which I have already put it in there and I've shown you how to do that. Just go to openai.com, create your account and go to the API keys and create a new secret key. Okay, back there, continue, and what sort of action we have to provide, that's the bit. Okay, so for the sake of the response, we will use assistant message response. In our previous where we have used the description, assistant created, assistant part, that's the full response. There we go. An image of a cyber attack. blah blah blah. So quality should be, I would say quality should have been HD quality, and the image size I would say 512 or 512. So 512 by 512. So no options available. That means it's a high, actually because it's a high resolution image, so it's taking in sort of HD image, picking it up anyway. So we'll see 024 vivid, continue, and there we go. So we'll test this step. So we're nearly there, just one more step to go. After all, this is one-time effort, and then you will be relieved. Basically it saves a lot of time and effort, and of course the workforce. You don't need of contributors to write articles for you, update them, so it will continuously updating those articles. Okay, so yeah, cool. So let's go to this URL. It's created an image for us, and if I would click open link in a new tab, so wow, so this is the image it is generated. So as you can see, quite vivid, colorful. So we go back, and one more step, which is to publish basically the post. So create another step. Okay, so this time we have to choose the WordPress. Of course we have to put down the credentials in this as well of our infosec blog or whatever blog you're using. And event would be, actually first we need to upload the media, the image that we have created. So there we go. So this is the WordPress admin. I already used my credentials there to log in into WordPress site. And yes, you have to install a plugin there in your blog website called, if I get into the plugin bit, show you that. So you have to install that plugin. Plugins. All plugins, and basically Zapier for WordPress. So this is the plugin, and you have to install it in your WordPress blog. And here in this one, when you do the WordPress module in it, so you have to fill in your account details, and don't use the complete URL, just till.com, right? So you don't have to give the complete URL of the plugin or anything else. So yeah, that's it. And there we go. So we have to it asks us for the file, which media file basically. So we will give this image URL. So this is the image URL which it has generated, and choose post, automatically assign this attachment to as an existing post, file name, whatever file name you want to give. Okay, so for the file name, it's just we will use run thread ID, we call it completion ID as well. So it's just a piece of like this. I suppose the same, but make sure add dot png so that png so that it would upload as an image. We can use a unique name, but obviously this is an automation process, so we don't have to give this all the time for each and every one. With the title we have to select file name, enter text or insert data. So what we will do is we'll use the so we don't need title, author or anything else unless you want to use one of these. Let's continue. Here we go. So it has let me test this first. So all it is doing is uploading my image to my media library at my InfoSec blog. And every time new article will be published in RSS field, it will generate the same steps. It will convert the title, it will convert the article, it will generate an image description, it will generate an image using Dolly, and then it will be uploading that image. So let's check if it really has uploaded the image into our blog. Let's go to media library and see the image we have shown earlier, it has uploaded there or not. So let's there we go. So this was the image which has been uploaded just now, and which is pretty cool. So now the next step is we will add a step to actually write a post for us. This is the final step and the main step. So the same steps, WordPress event would be to, so the event would be to create a post, and come on, it will ask us for the account, which is the same. So I've already given the credential for my WordPress blog, admin, or any of the username whatever you're using. Post type is obviously that would be attachment or your patron templates. Post type would be post. Okay, post type would be post. Title would be, I'm gonna select, we have created a title in this conversation with assistant chatGPT. So it's the final response. Unmasking peace and strong full response. This is the title we have generated earlier on, and the content. So content would be number 2, and go to full response. This is the full response heading and all that. So this has been done. Then we don't need author. If I can select my newsroom, and featured media would be your image you have generated, and this is the idea I've given. So thread disappeared again. This one, and comments open, format would be link, image, code, status, video, audio, standard, just leave it. Okay, so we have chosen comment status, format, let's make the format standard. Sticky categories. Let me see what categories I have. Photography, travel, social category. Okay, leave the categories there, and if you wanna put the date and time, whatever. So just publish, continue, and so this is a bit less test. So, and when you test it, it will actually publishing your post in it will actually get into the post. So this is what it has written for us. Unmasking peace stands strong, max of discovery on links, cyber manager against contractors. So there you go. Witty assistant AI handy. After all, you want to be holding the popcorn, not being it. So it's trying to be funny. So yeah, great. I guess you might have learned a lot from this one, and you can try it with your own blogs or articles. It's an easy way of doing it. Only few steps we have taken here. We have created in Zapier, and let me go back. Publish the RSS feed would be there, so it would be in my blog as well. So there you go. Your Zap is on version 1. So yeah, so this is it, and